Okay, now this time we are going to learn the Npv and IRR functions on the TI-83. We're going to talk about what they mean. NPV stands for net present value. IRR stands for internal rate of return. Yeah, we'll talk about what those mean in class. We're not going to do that here on the video. So basically what these functions are for are dealing with cash flows that are different year to year. Usually for a new project or when we do the non-constant stock thing, that's how it's going to work. So it can net present value finds the present value of an uneven stream of cash flows. Internal rate of return finds the rate of return on an uneven stream of cash flows. So in this problem, we have the following cash flows each year. Cash flow 0 is initial, it's today, and then cash flow 1 will be the end of the first year, 2 second year, and so on and so on and so on. That last one should be cash flow 5. Let's fix that. There we go. Where'd my calculator go? Come back. There we go. I don't like to edit these. I don't like to start over. So here we go. We have the following cash flows, and we're going to put them in on the TI. Now, it's not hard, but it is a little bit tedious because I don't know how to, what do they say, copy and paste basically, or continue streams on or edit much on the TI-83. So I'll just show you the long way. If you know the shortcuts, knock yourself out. So here we go. We have the cash flows, we have the rate. The format for NPV is over here, the syntax. And you'll call up the NPV function. And to do that, let's do that now. Under the apps, under finance again. So apps, enter. And you'll see number 7 is the NPV, which you can scroll down or just push 7, and it pulls up the NPV function. So the syntax is you will put the rate in first as a percent. So it will be 13, then a comma, then cash flow 0, which will be this one, then a comma. If there is no cash flow 0, which will happen time to time, especially when we're doing stock pricing, because there is no cash flow 0, you would just put a 0 there and then a comma. Then you have to use these special brackets. I believe they're officially called squiggly brackets. And you can't really see it on the emulator, but if you look just above the regular parentheses on your calculator, that's where they are. So you'll just use the second button and then the regular parentheses to get those. And then you'll put cash flows 1 through however many, in this case 5, each separated by a comma. Then you will close the squiggly brackets, close the big brackets, and then fire away. That's pretty much it. So here we have the interest rate of 13%, and that's what we put in first. Oh, come back. So we're going to put 13. The comma button is right above the 7, comma, cash flow 0. And again, you're going to use the minus in parentheses, the minus 100,000. Okay, then a comma, then the second button, and the parentheses. The left parentheses gives you that squiggly bracket that you can see, hopefully, right there. And then you just go. So 25,000, comma, 25,000, comma, 30,000, comma, 35,000, comma, 35,000. And then you're going to close the squiggly brackets. So again, the second key, the parentheses, and then one more parentheses to end it, and then you hit enter. And it comes up 2956.82. That's the answer. Pretty simple, a little bit tedious. I will tell you, since these are all in thousands, you can actually leave those zeros off. If you leave the zeros off, you'll get 2.95682. So if you just remember that you're in thousands, you're okay. You can put that back in. The IRR, it's the same process. The syntax is different in that you do not put a rate in there. And that's because the IRR is a rate of return. So it's going to compute a rate. But it's the same process. You go to Apps and Finance, and it's actually function 8, But if you scroll down to number 8, you'll see IRR. Select it, enter, and then do the functions. So you're going to start with cash flow 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I am not going to put all the thousands in because I'm lazy. So I'm going to use the minus in parentheses, 100. Then this is the comma people forget. You have to have a comma before you do the squiggly brackets. And then second left squiggly bracket, then 25, comma, 25, comma, 30, comma, 35, comma, 35, comma, close the squiggly brackets, and then one more, and then hit enter. And we have an error because, oh, yeah, there's no comma there. My bad. So we need to go to that and delete that. Ran out of commas, but that's the error. You get the syntax error. And now we get the number, 14.12%. Yeah, no comma after the last cash flow, but commas between everything else, and that should do it. And we'll talk about what they mean in class, but that should get you through how to compute them. So on the practice problems that you'll see in the quiz we're probably going to have, should be okay. So good luck with that one.